I told you many times that I am very hard, almost wooden Bulgarian head that never listens to anyone. Even though this might bring some positives here and there, it also brought a lot of hard-learned lessons. In this video, I'm gonna talk about them, so if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back. I travel for more than 15 years, but when I finally decided to work with this channel more seriously, like 6 or 7 years ago, I wanted to share my experience, to tell everyone everything that I have learned, so eventually this information to help other travelers to avoid my mistakes or my hard lessons. The response was fast. I have almost zero negative comments, but sometimes I've got people with different opinion. And back in the days, I always wanted to convince them in my theory, but then I realized that they might be like me, or wooden head that never listens to anyone, so I gave up this idea, and instead of trying to convince them, I always shared my information or the information that I've got and leave the people to decide for themselves what is best for them. I even had a few comments from people saying that everything that I talk is bullshit, absolutely nonsense, I will mislead people and this might bring many problems to them in the future. Well, now 6 or 7 years later, I still talk the same way, I never changed my mind, never changed the way I travel, and I'm still here, safe in one piece. The way I travel helped me to complete many, some of them very interesting trips with almost zero problems. Technical, health or any kinds of problems, even though some of the destinations that I have been were considered like so-called very dangerous areas. And I have been advised to avoid them at any cost. What makes me happy is that more and more people joining this adventure community and start traveling with their motorcycles, and this actually will change their lives. Believe it or not, I already told you in one of my previous videos, but I was the first so-called motovlogger, even though I don't like this word, who ever recorded a full trip from the beginning until the end and uploaded on YouTube, with all the positives and negatives, bad and good days, everything. I just wanted to share what is real to travel. And it was in 2017 on my way to Mongolia. Nowadays you can find hundreds of people like me on YouTube uploading videos almost every day. Any destination, anything you like. And I'm grateful because some of these people were my followers. They are inspired actually from my channel. So this was the main idea of the channel, to help people and eventually inspire them to go and travel. And now at the moment I can tell you about 3 or 4 motovloggers that got like a lot of subscribers. And when I know how hard it is to travel, to record everything, to edit it, to upload it on YouTube, everything that I can say right now, they deserved every follower, every view or every new member that they've got. I also noticed another one tendency or trend, if I can say it this way, for long distance travelers, especially for those who travel outside of Europe. They start switching from very heavy motorcycles to middleweight or even light adventure motorcycles. Also, the king of the luggage hard panniers are dethroned, almost dethroned, and now the soft luggage took their places. Even some of the famous companies that produce luggage options start switching very hard, very fast in this direction, and they develop very nice products. So was I right or wrong with my advice? I don't know, guys. You tell me in the comment section below. I'm really sorry about this long introduction, but it was very important to see the whole picture, to understand everything before you decide to believe it or not. Alright, enough talks, let me now tell you about these 5 hard-learned lessons. Number 1, my favorite. Weight always matters. If you start your trips with a heavy motorcycle, you already lost the battle. Even if you're able to shave 10 or 15 kilograms, which is almost impossible by the way, from a motorcycle that weighs 280 kilograms, it will be still very heavy and this won't help you much. The heavier you are, the harder it's going to be, and it doesn't matter how or where you plan to ride, on or off-road, alone or in a group, single rider or passenger. The lighter you are, the better. The more I travel, the less I carry. I'm not saying that you have to be like me, but if you start thinking in this direction, will be already a bonus for you. On some of my old trips, I had more than 50 kilograms of luggage, and it was very noticeable, especially when I needed to ride on hard terrain. Now at the moment I have altogether around 15 kilograms, 1-5, include all of my camera gear and everything, and I still believe that this is too much, and I always try to limit it or to shrink it even more and to take only the most important things. Number 2, a good plan in advance is essential. The more you plan, the better. I'm not saying that you have to calculate everything, every possible stop, every petrol station, every kilometer, every hotel, every food. No, absolutely not. But you have to have a general idea about the area you plan to travel. Roads, destinations, possible refillings with petrol, where you can eat, where you can sleep, at least a basic idea. All of this will be very useful once you get there. Because everything sounds very easy when you sit at home on your couch, but when you start traveling, especially abroad, the things are a little bit different. That's why I said the more you plan, the better. You should know your limits, how many kilometers you can gain today, how many hours you can ride, and what kind of terrain it has, what are the weather conditions. So you have to know all of this. That's why I'm saying a good plan in advance is essential. Honestly, I cannot see any downsides of having a good plan in advance. It is there to help you if you need it. If you don't need it, wonderful, but if you need it, it's there. So don't listen to so-called experts that will tell you that the planning will kill the adventure. If you ever heard this from someone, just ask him what long international trip he has done and where. And then, based on his answer, you can decide to believe him or not. Number 3 is partly related with number 2. Make sure that you have enough time. If the time is limited, reduce the miles. Usually, the new riders or new travelers try to ride as maximum as possible to prove themselves, to upload pictures or locations in different parts of the world. They just want you, as I said, to prove themselves that they covered a lot of destinations and a lot of miles and they're very good travelers. Don't be like them. More than 500 kilometers per day is just too much, and not everyone will hold it. And here some people will say, hey, I ride 800 or 1000 kilometers, not a problem at all. It's not a problem when you need to ride it one day. But then on the next day, the day after that, next week, so you cannot plan 2 weeks trip with 1000 kilometers per day. You can, but it will be catastrophic. You're not gonna like it at all. So you have to find a comfortable speed, kilometers and hours per day for you and work on it. And once again, if you don't have time, just limit the miles and you'll be alright. As simple as that. Number 4, the technologies are not always in your favor. I understand, because the temptation is huge nowadays. Oh, these modern motorcycles with everything that you can imagine. But my advice is just stay away and buy a motorcycle as simple as possible, especially if you plan some really long international trips. I know that 90% of people will never listen to this, but for the rest 10%, go simple. Even a simple things like ABS or tubeless wheels, that sounds like harmless, have their downsides. I'm not even going to discuss more serious things like keyless system, electronic suspension, automatic transmission, cruise and traction controls, radars, and all of these nonsense things that modern motorcycles have. Number 5, safety is just an illusion. Yes, it is an illusion that might fall apart in every second. And all the safety systems that you might have on your motorcycle cannot guarantee in 100% of the situations that they will hold your motorcycle or will protect you from falling down, because they cannot predict stupid drivers' behavior. That's why. And if you lose control, all of this safety system will be converted to nothing more than an expensive junk, and you have to rely only on your riding gear and your good luck. Here you may say, listen, Pavlin, even if they protect me in 50% of the situations, even 20% of the situations, I'll be glad to have them. Fair enough. but they also come with other negatives that are too many to discuss it in this video. So my advice will be always ride with full gear. Everything, boots, pants, jacket, gloves, helmet, everything that you need to protect yourself in the case you have an accident. I know that it might be a hot day or uncomfortable to have all of this gear all the time, but if you have an accident, it is not going to hurt you less just because of these reasons. It will be still a pain and shame after that. And you're gonna have a lot of time lying in the hospital to realize how important is the riding gear. That's why always full riding gear. Everything, no compromises, because safety is just an illusion. Now, important information for all of my followers. On my second channel, Motorcycle Adventures Life, where I upload all of my travel videos, as you already noticed, the episodes from Russia are finished. I start uploading new series about the locations around Varna, but this Thursday I'm gonna start another one series. It will be about the preparation for my next trip to South America. The first episode now on Thursday is going to be about the luggage. What bag I'm gonna take with me, what I will have inside. Do I plan to take tent, tools and everything that we usually have? So if this is interesting for you, go and check it out. It might worth even to subscribe. Anyway, press like or dislike, whatever this video deserves, and if you subscribe, even better. See you in the next one.